Who cares about your business more than you? Nobody. That's the truth. That's the truth, right? So some of the stuff we have to change, and some of the stuff we have to stick with. The truths of all of this are that there's nobody who's got, you might want to write this down. Here's how the subconscious mind works. The simple shit, it's just like no big deal. But that's stuff you need to think about when you wake up. Right? What's made me successful is I think about the same thing every single day. Every single day I wake up and I say, what is the one thing, such that by doing it, everything else is easier or unnecessary. I pulled that from Gary Keller out of The One Thing. And I've read over 350 books, so you may see that I spit out books every so often because I believe that the books are where all the knowledge is from the people who learned everything that they could, like Frank McKinney has a book he's going to talk about tonight, learned, absorbed, and then put it into a book. When we write books, I've written 2 bestsellers. Frank's written a lot more than me, so he's got a better process. But when we write a book, we spend all the time to say this is the perfect thing because we know, listen to what we know. Each one of you, when you read the book, is going to criticize or scrutinize or critique every single sentence. If there's one sentence that's a little bit off, I might get a message about that later on, right? I watch and read all my messages on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Snapchat, on TikTok, because I care about people. I care about the relationship. I care about knowing like what's going on in your world, right? What kind of deals are you doing, right, John? I want to see what is making your life change so that I can change other people's lives. Because I assume, as within, so without, right? Like attracts like. So people who are like-minded are likely going to have friends who are like-minded. So if I'm on a mission to build 100 millionaires, which by the way means 3% of the people I work with are going to work with me. The other 97 people that I work with are going to fall by the wayside. They're not motivated enough when I'm in a normal room. But when I'm in a RIA, like we are today, I've got motivated people. I've got people who are inspired, who want more, who are willing to do what it takes to be successful. Is that true? Hands up if that's true. Oh, we're in a good room. Give yourselves a round of applause. I like it. All right. Let's get some strategies going. Let's get some strategies going. So tomorrow I'm going back to Tampa. I'm driving. Well, Doreena's driving. She does all the driving for me. I'll be talking about what I did tonight. My goal tonight, how many people are in the room? There's about 60 of you. So my goal is to move at least 10% of this room into the 100 Millionaire Summit. 100 Millionaire Summit is a 3-day event where I and 9 other millionaires pound the principles of success into your mind. And then we write the business plan. First day is goals. It's got to be $1 million goal or more. You're allowed to go more. Because the problem is, a lot of my community, over 100 of my community will be there. A lot of them are already millionaires, built them last year. So when I say, well, we're going to build millionaires again this year, they're like, yeah, but kind of already did that. What's next? Pentamillion? The 5? Right? I run a $10 million company. Why don't you run a $10 million company? What is my goal this year? 20 million. I got to go after 20. I double every year. Have been for the last 6 years. Be consistent, right? Guess what? Every year, same level of work. I've just got to do more of what I did the year before. Times 2. Does that make sense? We're getting this? Who has doubled their income every year for the last 6 years in this room? Awesome. Let's give Sienna a round of applause. And if you haven't, does anybody know why you haven't, if you haven't done it? Would you like to know? You just never set the goal. Yeah? You never thought of it before. I know. Because the moment I thought about it, I got obsessed about it, I did it. That was it. Because then you start thinking, waking up with the same thought. What is the one thing, such that by doing it, everything else is easier or unnecessary for me to double my income? What can I cut out of my life? It's not how much more can I do? How much more can I do? It's what can I remove? What can I remove? Right?
That's what we've been doing this year.
That's it. 80-20. I 80-20 my business every year. How do I get more deals? Well, because I 80-20 my marketing every year. In fact, I created a marketing company that pays, that makes money to send me deals. Who'd like to do something like that? Well, I don't know. You haven't doubled your income every year for the last 6 years, so. How motivated are you to be successful this year? To make this the year you double? How motivated are you? Hands up. Come on. Come on. All the way up. All right. So I see some people in the room are not motivated to double this year. Does anybody know why? Do you know why some people may not want to double their income? Guesses. Just throw them out there. Go ahead. Content?
Fear of risk.
Fear of risk? What else?
Effort.
Effort. They're afraid it's going to be a lot of work. I wrote all these down on the car ride here. It's crazy. I thought, like, why don't people want to make more money? So I started writing them down. And great job. Give everybody a round of applause who said something. I said, all right, so maybe my objections are a little different. I said, your friends will want a handout. All right? You start making money, all your friends are going to be like, well, you got the money. You can pay for dinner, right?
Family.
Yeah, family's the worst.
Yeah.
No. When I started making money, I thought the same things. One person made one comment. I looked at my brother and I was like, yeah, dude, not cool. And from that point forward, he apologized. And then I was like, look, the way I make my money is I keep my money rolling. I didn't keep it in my pocket, right? So I could pay for this, absolutely, but then it would cost me, and I did the math. You might want to share this math with people. $1 this year costs you $5. But that $5 compounds to $25 next year, right? Because a dollar could be leveraged to buy $5 worth of real estate. You flip it, next year you have that equity, you could flip that again. Does this make sense? So 5 years from now, you got $1,000 dollar that you just spent on whatever, bubble gum, or you went out and had drinks. That was an $8,000 drink. Does this make sense? You haven't done the math. That's why you don't have these conversations. That's why you're not concerned about that $10 that just went out. All right, this is another one. You might lose it all. Who's been afraid of that? Well, guess what? If you're afraid of it, you'll attract it. Ask me how I know. I have been there too.